So I was challenged by a really sweet lady to do some lobster and shrimp bisque. So I took the challenge. I started out by chopping up the vegetables that go in it. So it calls for celery, carrots, and onion. And so I started out by chopping up those, and you have to get those real fine because, again, it is a bisque. It's going to have to simmer down into something really tasty. Next, I got my lobster, and so I got 3 lobster tails and got the meat out of those to put into this bisque, and as well as the shrimp. So I chopped the lobster into pieces there so that they can go in and be seasoned and cooked together. And so did that also with my shrimp. And so with the lobster, I just added a little butter and just a little bit of salt because you want it to taste just like lobster, and then sauteed down my vegetables into the pan while letting the meat over there to the side, and then adding in some tomato paste and paprika, and then cooking them down, adding a little flour on top, putting them in a pot with the seafood stock and adding in 4 cups of that, taking my immersion blender that you see me doing there and doing it in the pot, blending it all together. You would do it in your blender if you don't have an immersion blender, but the immersion blender works best, and that's the puree that you're going to come out with. Once that is done, that's the consistency that you want because you're making soup, and so, or soup bisque. And then add the meat back in along with a half cup of the heavy whole cream, as well as you can add cooking wine if you want, but then cooking it all together, and I let it simmer probably about another 5 minutes so that the flavor of the seafood can get into the bisque as well as the bisque get into the seafood. And what you come out with is a tasty bowl of bisque, a tasty soup there. Added in a little meat on top of it, the shrimp and the lobster that I kept to the side, and enjoyed.